Hello, welcome back to my next episode of the series Lifestyle Etiquette Unravelled, a fireside chat with global experts and opinion leaders coming from all corners of the world, sharing, inspiring, and educating everything lifestyle and etiquette related. I'm Juliana. Welcome to the viewers and all who tuned in. Today, I have the pleasure to tap into the mind of a princess against many cliches. She is the internationally best-known member of the royal family of Hohenzollern, one of the oldest and most important noble families in Europe, which represented the former emperor of Germany. The princess created her own path to work as a modern designer for interior, lifestyle, pet, and children's products. On her journey in several social engagements and charities and the social commitment she has made for the world, she also received many awards, such as the Powerhouse Global Award for Designer of the Year 2020. She's also honored the Asia Design Award Gold as the Best Designer. She was invited to be the chairwoman on the board of Europe's first online university. For many years, she has been vegan pioneer out of respect and love for nature and not because it's something en vogue. She's a committed animal welfare activist, and she's the face of many PETA campaigns who lives together with many rescued stray animals, thus breaking many common cliches of royal families as mentioned at the beginning. Join me in diving into the world of royally stylish and conscious living. I will just say this: my home is my castle, but please, PETA vegan approved. Welcome, Her Highness, Princess Maja von Hohenzollern.
Wow, thank you. What an amazing and wonderful introduction. I really feel ashamed.
Oh no, you are that. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you.
Well, it's a great pleasure. You're most welcome.
Wie geht's?
Good. Oh, wow, you are so talented. You speak German as well.
Thank you so much, Princess Maja. Please, can you share with us a bit of your backstory, because you are really more than just a designer. You do so much.
Well, in my case, it's very easy. In my case, passion meets profession. And so I started being a designer 70 years ago because I have always been a very creative person. And so I was searching in many directions, but it became very short clear. I want to produce my own products. I want to realize and my own ideas.
Yes.
And I want to be my own boss.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So I was a founder a long time ago, where nobody was talking about this. Oh, I'm a founder.
Exactly. Exactly. Wonderful, wonderful. You encourage many women around the world. And how was this journey, to choose an entrepreneurial journey as a woman, and then you in the public eye? How was this journey for you? I'm sure it was also challenging.
Well, let's say we built our careers on the stones they put in our way.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it is still not easy for any women to build up their own business. And but finally, we are strong, we are encouraged, and we are unstoppable. We are on our way, and we will encourage lots of women more in this world to follow their own way and to run an independent life. Of course, my life, I grew up in Germany, and it's not comparable at all to a situation in other third world countries.
Yes.
of course, that was much easier compared to these situations there, because I had the possibility to go to have a good education and to study and all that. And this is still the big theme that we need to work on, that all girls and women have access to education in the world.
Absolutely.
This is key. And what I think is still that we need to make sure that women, beside the fact that they are outstanding, wonderful persons and have great talents, that they are a big economical potential for every country. And there's no country in the world that can allow itself not to take that potential or to leave it, you know. And so this is why we need to give all the girls and women access to education.
Around the world.
Confucius says, if you plant for 1 year, plant rice.
Yes.
If you plant for 10 years, build trees. If you plan for a century, educate children.
Wonderful. Beautiful.
It's not from me, it's from Confucius.
That suits here. Wonderful, you mentioned that. And now about your work, your entrepreneurial journey. So what did you build up? Because you are also a designer, and you are not just a designer. Your design, your collection is unique. We will come to that later. Can you unravel the misconceptions of your industry, being a designer and at the same time being vegan?
Yes.
We are coming there.
It's funny. So, maybe let's start first with that I am a vegan for many, many years, because I am an animal protector since 20 years. I live here with more than 20 rescued pets. Beyond them are dogs, cats, a goat with one eye, a donkey, a horse, and old and handicapped people. So if you find some pet hair on me somewhere, it's the way I'm dressed. You're not dressed with some pet hair.
Impressive.
So I am living with that. I also have a foundation that supports the rescue of stray dogs, especially.
Yes.
But in general, I'm an animal protector. And this is why my vegan journey or how it started, and many, many years ago. And of course, now we also know that having a vegan life is also important concerning the resources of the world.
Yes.
And pollution. I mean, if you think of that, 2/3 of the world's grain harvest is spent on meat production.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. If for the production of 1 kilo of meat, you need 20,000 liters of water, 15 kilo of grain. If we would give these resources, this water, this grain directly to people, there are serious studies saying that and proving that we could feed 10 billion people more in the world. And today I think we have 862 million people are suffering of starvation, and 8.3 million are dying on starvation. So if you think of these numbers and then realize that all this would not be necessary if we just would share and use our resources in a much intelligent way, finally you cannot come to another result as living a vegan or, let's say, vegetarian life. I would not expect that everybody follows that way, but even if you eat less meat, we could feed much more people with the safe resources from everything that is a bit less, you know. And so this is my deeply convincing. And also, by the way, we have so much growing people in the world. The population is growing, but the resources and the planet is still going to be insane. You know, we are not going to have more space. We're not going to have more water. And so there will be just a need to change our behavior in food and how we originate. And I'm very happy to see that even in Asia, there is so much going on in the vegan scene. There are so many great products and
so many great products. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You have a huge choice. Yeah.
Yes. And so this is why for me it was absolutely normal that I would integrate my personal way of life into my collections. And this is why I put this kind of ethic that is important to me into my product lines, whether it's furnitures or it's carpets or it's I don't know, children's toys or pets toys.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is a long time process, because when I come and I start a cooperation with a company, they normally had no idea about vegan products before, you know, or they are just connecting it with food.
Yeah, exactly.
But not any kind of product. And it's the same, for example, it's a very funny story. When some years ago, I launched my first vegan carpet collection. And the first reaction from the people was, "Can I eat that?" And I said, "Well, never thought of, well, maybe try," you know. So you need to explain why this carpet is not vegan, and people are not thinking that maybe this comes from the wool of chefs that are abused, or that the glue is from an animal ingredient, that the color that is used to color the carpet is maybe from an animal. And all that things, you know, needs to be explained, and is a tough way to open such such branches and economies like interior or others for vegan products. And because they need to understand that having a vegan lifestyle is not only to eat vegan.
Exactly.
It's a life attitude. It's a life attitude saying, you respect all lives of nature, of animals, of humans, and you don't want to abuse them in any way. But this is not just for the food, it's also if you wear leather, if you wear fur, or if you buy a leather sofa or not, or if you buy a car that has a leather interior, or if you buy a bathroom furniture that has some animal ingredients. So this is a general attitude of life.
Wonderful. And that makes you authentic. You are not only vegan in terms of food, it's throughout your whole lifestyle and as a designer.
Yes, this is something funny what you started your introduction, the princess against all cliches, because maybe many would say, well, a princess wears a fur, she's eating lobster, and she's going hunting, and I'm the exact opposite of all that. I would never wear fur, I would never wear leather, I'm not going for hunting. I made a super campaign with Peter against hunting. I don't eat lobster or any kind of animal. And nothing that has eyes or a mom or a dad.
And that makes it so interesting having you here. And I'm so glad you really unravel all these misconceptions. What does it mean the design is vegan? It's not only the food, it's not the diet.
Yeah.
It's more. We'll come later to that, because maybe
and it's also funny because in some products where it's not that obvious, for example, I now actually make a new bathroom collection with faucets and bath accessories and bathtubs, and this is the first in the world vegan collection, and it's PETA vegan approved, certificated. Yes. And the people are asking why this is vegan, you know, and I say exactly why this a bathroom faucet is not vegan. And of course the metal is vegan for sure, but what people don't think is that during the process of producing it, you use a lot of oils, of vaccines, of acids, and any other products like that are origin from the real deeply inhuman way of animals, from water turtles, sea turtles, and whatever, horrible. And it's not necessary, because there are alternatives from a synthetic production or whatever, so you don't have to use this anymore. And so we are making sure that we are not using this in our collection. And this is why this collection, what by the way is an Asian company, Pravat, it's called, I'm working with, and so it's coming on the Asian market now.
I would have asked that too. Which countries? We'll come back. We'll come back.
Now started already. So Royal Bath collection by Princess Maja from company Pravat is coming now on the Asian market, and it's going to be the first vegan collection in the world in a sanitary brand.
Wonderful. We can't wait. I'll come back to that again. You've already described, thanks God, you've explained again what it means, you know, your work, your background, and being a vegan, and your design being vegan as well. And now to the creativity side. As a designer, creativity is the lifeblood of your business, of course. And we would like to know what inspires you, or places, or people, or where do you collect all your inspirations from?
I even as a child, I just was painting. I was always creative, so I had a lot of ideas and creativity inside myself. But I don't look too much to others, and in many cases, if I'm going to design a new collection, I don't want to see anything else, because I just want to look inside myself and my own fantasy, and not to adapt or to copy something else.
Interesting.
And so this is why I don't look too much to others, not to catch an idea that somebody else had, and just to make it really my handwriting in the design, you know, my signature design. But places that are inspiring for me, and in many ways, for example, are really Asia. I love Asia really a lot, and I've been to China, to Thailand, to Cambodia, to many other places, and see so many different lifestyles, see the culture, see the tradition, see the colors they use, and the fabrics and all that. Of course, these are things that I grab and say, oh wow, that looks so good, maybe I could use that. And sometimes it's even just a wallpaper that you see somewhere that has a super graphic or whatever. So these are the things that are inspiring a lot.
Wonderful you mentioned that, because global cultural awareness is very, very important also in this format. And you mentioned Thailand. Maybe we should also mention you've been there during the tsunami time, right? And you were supporting all the orphans. Can you share a bit of your story? You were there on your own expense.
I was there, and I was, it was like this, I came home from my trip from Thailand, and a day later this really sad story happened, the tsunami. And I started immediately collecting donations, water pumps, medical care, and all this stuff that was really urgently needed, and make sure that it's be sent via planes to Thailand. And that was difficult to organize, because it was hardly to get a plane to transport it. And so, but anyway, we managed it. And I have a deep connection to Thailand. It's a country that I love very much. I also had the pleasure to be very close to King Bhumipol, that I adored a lot. And I even had the pleasure to have an audience in the hospital in Bangkok, where he spent the last years being very ill and sick. And he was really a great king and person. And what I really liked on him, he loved stray dogs as well. He adopted a lot of stray dogs, he even wrote books about them, or he made photographs of them, because he was also a talented photographer. And yeah, so this is, and I like the Buddhism very much.
Yes, wonderful. So many connections.
So the first thing that is, whenever I go to Asia, I'm going to a Buddhist temple, And also, I've visiting the old temples in China as well. You know, you have there's a lot of traditional old ones,
Yes.
and also where Confucius lived and all this. And yes, I'm very interested in also in these old traditional stories and the roots and where it came from. And yeah, that's absolutely
Beautiful.
inspiring.
Beautiful, very inspiring, beautiful. It leads me to one of the most important parts, of course, not only global cultural awareness, but also soft skills, etiquette. These are all vital parts of this fireside chat. My question is, which role did all these values, aspects of, soft skills play in your decision making? And as you mentioned, you met people around the world, people with different culture, different background, different language, another way of communicating than you are used to. How did soft skills, all these aspects help you to encounter, people and also in your decision making?
I think the most important soft skill, well, I think it's a super important skill, is to show respect.
Yes.
Respect is the most important for me. It's no matter if what kind of position this person has you or me. I met so many people, for example, also in animal welfare, that I visited in Russia or in Ukraine. They live under really poor circumstances with minus 36 degrees and sharing the last food they had, the soup with a spoon with their dogs, you know. These are heroes for me. And these are people I'm paying the highest respect.
Yes.
And so showing respect and recognition to people for their job or what they achieved is the key for me. And this is very important. And so I think if you start a conversation or a meeting with calling somebody by its name, for example, this is the point, the correct name.
Yes, mention it.
And respect maybe the difference in the cultural that we have. Like we started our discussion that in America you just say with your name, hi Michael, hi Julie, hi this, hi this.
Yes.
But in other cultures this may be not as common, like in Europe or in Asia or in other countries.
Correct.
Show another way of respect. And so for me, it's very normal that before I enter a country or a conversation, I get informed about the culture. It's the same when I go to Asia or to Thailand or to China. What kind of colors do I wear? For example, now, for me, China, Asia, whatever, red is always good.
Yes, yes.
You know?
I expected that too from you.
Okay. And but there are colors that don't have good meaning, you know, or with flowers, which kind of flower, for example, we know that lotus flowers, you just bring to the temple and you never touch them at the blossom. And you don't bring them for birthday party or whatever, you know.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so that is very important for me to get informed about all these or never touch children on the hair, you know. In many Asian countries or cultures, this is something you should not do.
Yeah.
We are in Europe, we don't think about this. I mean, they are so cute, we are touching the hair, but the hair in some religion is something very special.
Exactly.
Yes. And this is example for the Sikh community.
Yes.
You know, the Sikh religions, they are also special about the hair, and yeah, so this is, I think, the most important, to show respect.
Wonderful, respect. And if you don't know, inform yourself. And nowadays we can really go into the internet, we have all the resources. Inform, and that's already a respect, to take the time to inform yourself if you don't know. Wonderful.
I think another issue that is very important to me personally is to be loyal.
Yes.
Loyalty. That is something that I absolutely put really high attention on it. That's super important for me.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for mentioning that and making it clear again. Respect, and the name. The name is the identity of a person. At least take the time to say the name.
Yes,
Wonderful.
but yeah, I think so.
Well, we'll come now again to your design work. How do you address the topic sustainability, climate change within your work? I know you've been having speaking engagements as well, isn't it? How else do you address all these important topics in your work?
Well, by using vegan materials or having a sustainable way to produce the collections with a CO2 neutral, for example, or you use recyclable
Yes.
materials,
Yes.
you can do a lot for a sustainable product line, and that's what we do. And I think for me, this is state of the art today, and this is also something that clients expect, and this is the buying decision of customers.
Yeah.
For them, a kind of an ethic in the products, the way they are produced under human circumstances, of course, you know,
Yeah.
that no animal needs to die or to suffer for that, and of course under the aspect of sustainability and
Yeah.
respect towards nature. I think we are dealing with, thanks God, a generation that is coming up that has so much awareness of this, and so I'm very thankful, because I felt for a long time like a caller in the desert
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
all that philosophy, and
Yes.
yes, but it comes now to the importance that it deserves.
Well, feeling like the color in the dessert, that makes you also a game changer. You are a game changer. What needs to be done to protect animals' habitat, also from climate change that impacts their lives and health, and also actually ours, because we are interdependent? What needs to be done?
Well, first of all, what you need is a heart and is empathy. So that's the main goals. And it starts in your home. If there is a spider or a snake, no necessary to kill it. Just take it and put it outside of the house if you don't want it inside. You know, it starts from the little thing.
Yes.
And of course, in general, we need to protect our environment. We don't need to cut down all the forests to destroy the habitats of all the animals, and we need to protect them. But we need, for example, also to change the law, because in many laws, animals are just things, you know,
Yes.
and not recognized as living beings.
Yes.
And so if that would change, then murder becomes murder,
Yes.
even on an animal.
Yes.
And this would change, I think, a lot. And so, and finally, is, for me personally, is not a different. Alive is alive.
Exactly.
And so I think this is something that should also now being changed into all laws. So if
Right.
all the animals by law are recognized as living beings, the punishment for punishing and abusing and killing them could be much stronger and more efficient, you know.
Yes.
But what's also important is to deal with education, for example, because this is something that I started in Romania together with my animal protection friends. We
Yes.
implemented animal protection classes in the schools.
Life skill. Yes.
Yes,
Wonderful.
so because it's hard to change old people, let's say like this, that have a different way of dealing or abusing animals, or saying, well, the dog must be on the chain and he needs a job, and if he's old, we throw him on the street. It's difficult to change their mindset in that age, but if we plant a seed, educating children with respect and empathy towards animals, this will be finally the best way of animal protection that we can get. And this is why I would love that all countries would adopt the program that we have created to educate children with these animal protection classes in the school. So Romania is the first country who's doing this. So it's already there. You just need to adapt.
That's interesting. You should make it more public, because I don't think many people know that. Yes, wonderful. We start here. Wonderful. Yeah. And the world needs a bit more empathy. That's true.
Yes, absolutely. Because with empathy, and if you see that in all countries where we see war, these are the same countries who are dealing very badly with animals. So it's always connected, and it's the opposite. So in countries where there's no war, they are dealing a bit more civilized with animals. Even there's still a lot of potential to improve. But it's connected. It's the way how you respect life, no matter which color, which culture, if it's humans or animals or plants, whatever. It's about respecting all types of life.
What an important topic. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, actually, you've mentioned all already, but maybe we can dig in deeper. What makes it unique? Where are they available? You've mentioned already you are in Asia, and how do people get them? So maybe the countries, maybe around this region, and what makes your collection unique?
Well, unique is hopefully I show that I have a very own design style, so a kind of a own signature design. What I really like to do is to use something from the past, some retro elements, and to add it with some modern parts. And of course, put it from the technical point of view to all state-of-the-art modern level. For example, my bathroom collections, the mirrors have 10 light levels with a touch screen. Why I put 10 light levels? Because there's always a conflict in the bathroom between men and women.
Yes.
The men prefer to have cold light by shaving. And the women say, "Oh my God, are you crazy? Cold light in the morning? You want that, you know?" and you cannot put makeup on.
Exactly.
So we want warm light. And then you have maybe a teenager who wants the perfect selfie light, you know? So I put 10 light levels on, so everybody in the family is going to be happy.
Very smart.
So some smart things. And I also have to say, as a female designer, I put more attention to little details that women are putting importance on, because it's very strange, because most of these consumer products are run by companies, by men, produced by men, but the clients or the customers who are buying it are women.
I'm a woman.
And so for them, it's sometimes very good to cooperate with me, because I give them a different view on the product, saying, well, you know, women are like this and this. It's not about that it's bad what men are doing. They just don't think of that, having long nails, for example, or maybe putting in the bathroom something where when you put your ring for hand washing, that it won't slip away. You put something where you can store it for a while without that it's slipping away in the basin.
So are these collections here in Asia?
These collections are coming to Asia now, and well, it's called the Royal Bath, so everybody should feel like a princess or a royal person in the bath. What do you mean? What do you make in the bath? You spend time for yourself. It's your luxury time. You take care for yourself, and
so personal.
Yes. And but I'm also designing other kind of furnitures, living furnitures, or carpets, or toy collection for children, and also, of course, pet collection. Yes. So if anybody, I'm looking for a new partner for pet collection. So maybe if there is a company for pet products and want to cooperate with me, well, maybe send a message.
And if they listen to this, well, I think there are more. And you've mentioned now the whole interior design. I think it
home
could go
decoration, of
further.
course. I'm making not porcelain,
Yes, yes.
or like this. This is also for my collection. So everything that is concerning the home decoration, or everything that is around the table, and of course everything with vegan products. So well, we are developing it all the
All,
time, step by step.
all sustainable.
Yes.
And that actually leads me also to the next question. This whole pandemic going on, which has also a lot to do with the way we treat animals, we eat animals, and the way we live. Do you think, and if yes, how has it changed the mindset of us, the way we live, and maybe also the way we consume? What do you think?
And for
Hopefully,
sure, it has changed the way we consume, because more of the people now are buying online. That's for sure something that has changed. I wish it would change some habits of people and would make them think about the way we live. What I for sure think is that people have put more attention on things that are really important,
yes,
like true relationships,
yes,
friendship,
yeah,
concentration
family,
on family,
yes,
like this, taking time for the children and for
yes,
all that. I think that that is something that maybe has changed. I hope they think of that maybe this is some result of our lifestyle and the way we are dealing or eating animals, and that we need to change that. But I'm sure that there is an awareness for that, and there is something going on in the
yes,
minds of people and changing in the mindsets.
yes,
Yes, I definitely believe in that.
yeah. Well, let's hope so. Looking back, last year was a very, very difficult year for many, and probably is still. We've all faced challenges. When you reflect, were there challenges you had in your career, for example, with your production, and whether it could, go on swiftly? Were there any challenges professionally and maybe also personally you can share with, and where you think, well, I've risen out of this challenge and somehow got a positive result out of it?
Well, yes, it was absolutely a difficult year, and it still is. I mean, it's
And
not
still
over
is.
yet. And I feel very sorry for so many people that are struggling and fighting for their business and their lives, and it's really a big, wow, it's a nightmare for many. But and for us in our business, it was also not easy. I designed a lot of collections, 7 new collections last year, so I was super busy.
Yes,
But I just need my mind, my head, a computer, and I can work with that. But
yeah,
in the production, yes, we had some times where we could not deliver, or we could
yes.
not get some materials that we needed. And at the moment, the prices for containers to Asia have 5 times increased. It's even.
I know. We've
Give me
heard
one
that.
second. One of my dogs is knocking on the door. He wants to be
Oh,
here.
yes, yes. Well, we can now experience that live.
Lily, I'm back. Lily, come here. Lily. Ah, she's here.
Well,
Ah,
we can experience that live. Your dog living with you. Oh dear, so cute.
hi, Lily.
Hi.
Yay.
Hello from the other side. Yeah.
Yes, I rescued
Well,
her
now,
when she was a puppy from a killing station. Yeah, not easy, but what I would say, every rescued pet counts. So
it's alive.
yes, now she's here, she's safe, and she became a little dog princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's next? What's next for Princess Maya? What's on the horizon?
well, besides my bathroom collection and faucet and porcelain and whatever, I did a new children's toy collection.
Yes. And actually, what I wanted to mention, because you said you've been designing a lot for interior children. Have you ever thought, especially here in this region, about going into residential line, like urban living,
Yes.
sustainable urban living, urban
Yes.
development?
Yes, yes, definitely. I would love to do that. Also designing apartments or
Yes,
doing the
exactly.
interior design of little hotels or hotel rooms
Yes,
or something like this. Because it's also a nice story. You could make it really real royal living or having your own modern castle, saying
yes,
like that, and it's
yes,
designed by a true princess.
yes.
Yes, so if there's anybody out there who's planning apartment houses, hotels, or whatever,
That's why I'm mentioning that. That's why I'm mentioning that, because Asia is the future, and it's growing with building and all these high-rise buildings.
and
And
what I love on Asia is that it's so innovative, you know. You can do so many things there, and it's open also for innovative, modern, and
exactly,
sustainable building. And there are so
exactly.
great materials that you can use
Yes,
nowadays. And
yes,
you you can design what my coming back to this question, what was important and unique in my designs is I want to do designs that are chic, modern, sexy, and sustainable. You
and
know, before,
sustainable.
yes,
Exactly.
because when you were thinking before of ecological collections, you know, it
Yes.
was like that, you know, they looked like grandma style, you know, they had
No,
no and
um,
nothing. And this is not necessary. You can
this
do
is not
other
necessary.
modern, trendy things and products, but having an ethic and being vegan and being sustainable, you know?
This is also a wonderful misconception you've just unraveled. Exactly. To be ethic and ecological doesn't have to be boring and
Oh,
like for grandma.
it can be
Wonderful.
glamorous, it can be modern, young, trendy, and yeah, exactly. This is the message.
Who knows? Maybe someone will listen and tune in, and there
Yeah.
will be a potential partner. How does the collaboration look like if someone wants to collaborate you in urban development?
Well, just get in contact with me, and normally I'm working on a licensing base, so that I'm doing the designs, but all by myself, 100%, and that I give my license so the people are allowed to use my brand name, Princess Maja von Hohenzollern, which, by the way, my products are in 80 countries in the world, so it's international in many countries and markets. Introduced, which is positive and gives a lot of synergy effects to
Yes,
product ranges. And yeah, of course, I also bring a lot of PR power with me.
yes, yes,
And so this is
yes.
also something that the partners I'm working with are participating in, because if media reports about the product and what we are doing and the work and the ethic and the story behind, then this is a great support in making the product range successful.
So impressive, so impressive. But we are coming to an end,
Yes,
and we could go on. It's so great, and
next time.
I hope people will value your work and all what you do besides. It's so impressive, and hopefully we'll have more women in leadership and
Yes,
and celebrate, more courageous women from all over the world. And as you said, also education for children should be really free, accessible all over the world, and have people joining you as a game changer. Thank you so much. Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you so much for this great interview. And let me say it last one thing, because we are publishing this interview on the World Women's Day on 8th of March. So I would say hello to all that fabulous and talented and great women outside there. Give you big hugs and love, and well, Stay tuned, stay encouraged, fight for your independent life, go your own way, and I wish you all the best.
What a powerful message. Thank you so much, Princess Maja. Thank you for being here.
Well, welcome.
Be well, be safe, be well. Bye.
You too.
Bye. Viewers who tuned in, thank you for joining us. I hope you were inspired by Princess Maja's powerful message and work, and hopefully her story motivates many of us to live simply, elegantly, and consciously. Stay tuned for